From some parents, welcome to the chrysalis. Over the past few days, I've been working with someone, teaching him my 4-step game plan on how to start a business without quitting your job. Now, I know you guys want me to give you the breakdown on that, and one day I will. In the meantime, don't believe me? Just watch. Anyways, right, I want to speak on a few things. I've finished my 5-day stint at the corporate plantation. I've got 2 days to myself, and then I'm going to be back at it again. But right, I just wanted to get this off my, not really off my chest, but out of my head. Check this out. There are a few things that a lot of us are doing to stop us from progressing to that next level in financial independence. Now, a lot of us that are doing this are brown people. Maybe even some black people are doing it. But I'm not going to speak for and behalf of black people because check it out. I kind of don't qualify. But as a Maori, I can talk about what brown people are saying. And what brown people are saying is the most misquoted Bible verse ever. What is it? Money is the root of all evil. Seriously? That's not what the verse says. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. In other words, it's greed. I'm going to say that again. It's greed. Greed is the root of all evil. But what happens, people get it twisted. There are people that are saying to themselves, and you may be even one of them, you're saying that money is the root of all evil. And by saying that to yourself over and over again, you know what you're doing? First of all, you're programming your brain that money is evil. And because you're telling your brain that money is evil, that whole part of your brain that is devoted to trying to get you money, you've effectively shut it down with negative self-talk. Because you keep telling yourself that money is the root of all evil, your brain is saying, okay, that whole part of me that God made that's dedicated to helping me, my person make money, I'm going to shut that off. Because I don't want to be part of evil. I don't want to be around evil. I don't want to be near evil. So what you've effectively done is created a psychological barrier to help you make money. You've also put the wrong message out there to the universe with that unhealthy self-talk. What you're actually saying to yourself is, you don't like money. Money is evil. And then what does the universe think? Oh, well, I'll give my infinite resources to someone else. Boom! And then a lot of people that are saying that money is the root of all evil, they're the ones complaining that they've got no money. They're the ones that are complaining that other people have money. But hey, if money is the root of all evil and you're good, why would you want it anyway? So it's destructive self-talk. Replace it with this. Money is the universally accepted means of the exchange of wealth. In other words, it's just a tool. A tool doesn't have morality, and a tool doesn't have a race. Which comes to my next thing. I am really sick of brown people saying that white people got money. Money is for white folks. I'm telling you right now, that is silly. As I said to my man Dominic Lawson, that's right, shout out to Dominic Lawson, Mansa Musa was the wealthiest man that ever lived. And last time I checked, he wasn't born in Connecticut. Where was Mansa Musa from? Africa. And no, he wasn't a pagan, he was a Muslim. That guy had so much gold that when he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca, he stopped into Cairo, he devalued gold overnight by bringing in a whole lot of gold into the Egyptian economy because he was giving it away to poor people. And then all of a sudden, gold became worthless in Cairo. And it took years to rebalance the economy again. So yeah, if money's the root of all evil, then maybe that's why Mansa Musa gave it all away. No. Greed is the root of all evil. Greed is the source of the world's problems. And what is greed? Because let's separate greed from ambition. Then we'll go back to the whole thing about race. Ambition is the healthy desire within an individual to progress in life. I'm going to say that again. Ambition is the healthy desire within an individual to progress in life. Greed is related to covetousness. And that's when you want something so badly that you are willing to break God's commandments and the laws of man to get it. You are willing to employ people in less than human conditions. You are willing to treat people like animals. You are willing to only give them the minimum wage because the only reason you're giving them the minimum wage is because it's illegal to not give them the minimum wage. You'd give them half of the minimum wage if you can get away with it. That's greed. In other words, greed is an unhealthy desire for the wealth of this world that you are willing to break the commandments of God and man in order to get it. And that, my friends, is evil. Now let's get back to the whole race thing. Money doesn't have a race. Money is not just for white people. Money is for anybody that is willing to live the laws of money. If you want to know what the laws of money are, read The Richest Man in Babylon. You'll learn more about money in that book than anybody is going to tell you. In fact, I wish I had have read The Richest Man in Babylon before I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's how good it is. I'm telling you right now. That's where it's at. Now, here's another thing too. Business is the accepted means of how to become financially independent these days. So if you're looking for independence, if you want to get off the corporate plantation, you have to have some form of business. And what is a business simply? It's the art of selling a solution. So speaking of solutions, I'm going to say you something. I've got a book. Purple Cow Burgers, What to Do When Your Business Dies. Click on the card option. You'll see the link. There's a link in the description. You'll see for yourself how to copy. It shows you how, 1, I started a business when I was living on the minimum wage. It shows you, 2, how to build a business up in 3 to 4 months so that you can quit your job and work for yourself. 3, it shows you how it all fell apart. Business failures are a part of life. Like with any other failures, you get back up, you brush yourself off, and you try again. If you want to know how to start a business, read my book, Purple Cow Burgers, What to Do When Your Business Dies. And watch this space, because I've got another book on its way. Catch you later.